Setting a goal for ourselves and then failing can leave a bitter taste in our mouths. And that's completely understandable and completely relatable. It's okay to fail, but it doesn't always feel okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today is how do I begin to take the steps towards a goal that I've already failed at in the past. We're going to break this down into 4 main parts. The first part is going to be a little bit of positive self-talk or acceptance. The second part is going to be creating a new goal, developing a clear goal, recognizing the approach that you took the previous time. Then we're going to talk about overcoming obstacles and barriers, having a plan for the next go around. And then finally, we're going to talk about developing a support system. First, we have acceptance. So whenever I think about trying a goal that I've failed at, actually, this does hit really close to home because there is a specific goal that I'm working on right now that I did fail at over and over and over again. I actually tried to reach this goal multiple times and still haven't reached it before. And so I can absolutely speak from the heart here when I say it's frustrating and it's so scary to put yourself out there again and give it another try. I know it can feel maybe even a little embarrassing talking to other people about it, letting them know that you're trying the same thing that you tried and failed at before. And I get it. I actually am experiencing that right now in this moment. And what's most important is accepting that those trials and errors, no matter how many times you've created that same goal and went for it and didn't make it, those are all part of the progress. You're still working towards that big overall goal, but these are just these small milestones that maybe you needed to hit before you can actually bring this goal into fruition. When it comes to overcoming this fear, acceptance is incredibly important. And sitting here as your friend, just, speaking to you from experience, what it feels like to be in my own head, I constantly have to remind myself that all of this, every single setup and failure that I've experienced is part of the process. And at a certain point, the pieces are going to click. They're going to fall in place. And I know this because I've seen it happen for myself and I've seen it happen for so many of my clients. We are working on a goal and really hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And I know each connect can be really challenging because you have to come back and tell your coach like, oh, I didn't make it this time, or this got in the way. And then we hit the drawing board again and reassess. And eventually they get to this point where it just clicks out of nowhere. They're like, I don't know how I did it or what I did, but I'm here. I made it. I've arrived to my goal. Exactly what I was hoping for, exactly what I wanted to bring into fruition. And so my advice to you as a health coach and as a human who's going through this is to have some acceptance and zoom out a little bit and recognize how important each failure is to the overall process. After acceptance, once you're very clear on that and you feel comfortable and ready to even dip your toes in a little bit and go after that goal again, is to consider first or reflect on first what type of goal that you made previously. Sometimes our goals might not be clear enough in order to help us reach what we are looking to reach. And for some people, sometimes our goals are way too clear, and then we're not able to bring it into fruition or to make it come to life. And so that's something to think about, is how did I set up my goal last time? And was that helpful to me? Did that feel good to me? Or was it just what I felt like I needed to do? So maybe it's adding more clarity to your goal, or it's doing the opposite and making your goal a little bit more of a vision, this feeling, this story, or this vignette is what we used in college. This vignette, this little snippet of your future life in your head, this picture. Next, we address the obstacles. What were the obstacles that actually stood in your way whenever you were trying to accomplish this goal? What was it? Were you struggling with making enough time for what you were trying to do? Was it confidence? Was it mindset? Was it not having access to proper resources? Whatever it is that were setbacks for you previously, write them all down, get them all out, and then think about how you're going to overcome them the next time around. Whether that is creating more structure, finding your own mental toolkit to deal with the challenging times, whether it's gathering the right resources or the right mentorship to be able to reach the desired outcome. That's step number 3. And then finally is going to be support. Making sure that you have the right support. Sometimes we set out for a goal, especially a goal that we failed at. We don't want to tell other people, and we might be a little more withdrawn and hesitant to tell people what we're doing because we've failed over and over and over again. And so it's important that this time around, we don't withdraw, and rather we do lean and rely on other people for support. Whether it's a third party, like someone that doesn't know you very well, like possibly a new therapist or a health coach or dietitian, nutritionist, someone, a professional that can support you in the way that you need, or someone that is close to you, a family member, a friend, maybe someone who has a similar goal that they want to achieve as well. Maybe it's a meetup group or a club that you want to join. Find your support system. And if you're really, 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 really struggling to find a support system, because I've definitely been there too, whether it's because of my own internal feelings or because of just circumstances in life. In that case, you could lean on your online community, sharing in the comments some things that brought you joy or that you felt that you were successful with or proud of. There's so many different Facebook groups and Instagram profiles and all sorts of stuff online that you can do for support in a way that feels good to you. And then taking it back a little bit more, like if you're not feeling comfortable with the online community, just throwing some options out there is reflection and journaling, talking to yourself, maybe making a video documentation of what you're going through, or journaling about your experience, your roadblocks, your setbacks, the milestones that you're hitting. That's another option too. And that is support as well. While it might be better, of course, and maybe more fulfilling to share your goals and your work towards your goals with other people or one trusted person, you can also do that with yourself. And whatever you choose, it's just important to have some line of support set up for you. So just as a quick recap, First, we have acceptance, accepting that, yeah, okay, you failed. And when I say failed, I don't use it like negatively. It's just the fact of the matter, you didn't achieve the goal that you had set for yourself. I've been there. Other incredibly famous, bright, amazing people have been there. It's somewhere that anyone who's trying anything is going to be in their lives. It's okay to fail at something, and it's important to recognize that it's a part of a bigger story. You don't always succeed on the first try. It can take times and multiple attempts before the puzzle pieces come together and before things just click into place. And it feels like almost an overnight success, even though you put so much work and effort into making it happen. And so, step number 1 is acceptance. Step number 2 is going to be developing a goal, maybe in a different way than you did previously. Then we have overcoming obstacles, writing them all out, and then finding solutions. And then finally, we have support, making sure you have some type of support system. Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach and a health educator. And I am just immensely passionate about helping others live a healthy lifestyle because it's changed my life so much and opened me up to so many opportunities that maybe I wouldn't have had before. I want to help make health feel playful and achievable and sustainable for individuals by turning it into an experiment, a lifelong journey, rather than something that's just done for 30 days and then you forget about it, or like an on or off switch with your health. Thank you for tuning in and for putting effort into yourself by learning different ways that you can set goals to accomplish after you've experienced failure. And I am sincerely rooting for your success.